Stop tolerating returns that just nibble at the surface while the world crumbles around you. Every day, capital floods into the usual real estate plays. Luxury condos, office towers, malls that produce predictable, slow-growth profits while communities are left behind to rot. You, the founders and investors who actually want something more, something meaningful, feel the frustration deep in your gut. Why pour money into stale projects that feed the status quo and starve real change? Why chase returns that barely pay the bills when the potential for impact-driven wealth sits right under your nose, dismissed as too risky or too complicated? It's maddening, right? You see the obvious disconnect. Markets that focus on quick wins, ignoring social costs and invisible wasted potential. But here's the brutal truth nobody's telling you. Impact real estate isn't just some feel-good niche or charity project. It's the next frontier where structural change and financial returns collide, if you know how to play it right. Forget the cookie-cutter deals where you check the box for ESG points, but actually do nothing real. The magic happens when you stop treating your investments as mere assets and start treating them as platforms for transformation. What does that look like? Look for projects embedded in communities with broken systems, distressed neighborhoods, underutilized properties, forgotten housing complexes, where the market undervalues true opportunity because it fears complexity. Do not run away from mess. Run towards it with precision, with the ruthless clarity of someone who knows. This isn't about sentiment but about real leverage. Here's the kicker. Deliver social impact. Not because it's trendy or nice, but because it unlocks hidden value that conventional investors ignore. Retrofit buildings for energy efficiency, not just to greenwash your portfolio, but because slashing operating costs turns those assets into cash machines that scale up profits faster than junk development. Partner with local organizations who really know the terrain. This isn't about parachuting in with money and leaving. Integrate services. Affordable housing mixed with job training, healthcare access, community centers. To boost tenant stability, reduce turnover, and create resilient ecosystems that stabilize income flow. When tenants thrive, your asset thrives. That's a direct, measurable multiplier on returns that nobody else sees. Stop waiting for proof from others. Most people can't see past the superficial risk because they're blinded by outdated models. You want to be rare? Start demanding data-driven stories of success at the intersection of impact and capital. Demand transparency on social performance, just like you demand on financial statements. Use tech tools, smart building tech, real-time data dashboards that link impact to income dynamically. If you want to blast through old ROI ceilings, don't settle. Push for dynamic capital structures that include grants, debt, and equity layers, blending to absorb risk smartly and maximize upside. Impact real estate is not a charity race. It's a strategic game of understanding where traditional finance is blind and fearfully avoids. And here's the unforgiving reality. If you don't make this move, someone else will. They're waking up to the fact that social impact actually unlocks economic value you can't find in glossy skyscrapers or overpriced suburbs. The world is changing, and it's brutal to those who cling to yesterday's playbook. So stop looking for validation from those stuck in conventional investing cages. Instead, align with the few who know what's really going on. Those obsessed with blending the impossible parts of finance and social good into new, unbreakable models. Get in the trenches with founders and operators who don't just build buildings but rebuild ecosystems. Grow your network of trusted collaborators who push you and expect the kind of returns that reset industry standards. You want unseen returns? Stop settling for what the market offers and start demanding more from the assets you touch. Social impact real estate is not a dream or a buzzword. It's a battlefield, and the spoils go to those who refuse to accept yesterday's limits. Pick your spots. Build hard, impact-first deals with real, measurable social uplift baked in, not bolted on. Use chaos in communities not as a problem, but as raw material to craft assets with compounding financial and social value. This is where your capital stops being just numbers and starts being a force for reshaping reality itself. Own that. Don't wait for permission. This is your edge, your fight. Take it or lose it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and open the featured link to learn more.